So this right here is the KODA, and it's by Letrigo, and it's got a sidecar built into it. This thing is absolutely wild. Let's check it out. So the KODA can be sold by itself, or it can be sold with the sidecar. Let's talk about the bike, and then let's go over the specs on the sidecar and take it out for a ride and see if my little dog actually enjoys this. So the KODA by itself sells for a little over $1,800 and comes with a 750 watt 100 Newton meter powered motor that peaks out at 1500 watts. This should be plenty of power to be able to get you from point A to point B, carry your groceries, your kids, and even have this sidecar attached. Now the KODA is going to be available in 2 different colors, and this bike comes with a 2-year manufacturer warranty. It can fit a rider from 5'2" up to 6'3", and can have a total weight capacity of 500 pounds. And to me, that actually makes this a true cargo bike. 500 pounds is a lot of weight for an e-bike to be pushing around. Now, one of the things that got my attention really quick when I was assembling this bike are these massive tires. These are the KODA Night tires. They're 20 by 4.5 inches wide. This is the widest tire I've ever seen on a cargo style bike. And check it out, you get these nice metal fenders, and the back has a complete cover over the back wheel. So if you're gonna put a seat on here and you have passengers, you don't have to worry about their little feet getting caught in the spokes. And the fender, it goes all the way over. So you don't have to worry about splash up from the tire getting on anybody during this ride. And check out this cargo rack. It's absolutely massive, completely welded into the frame. So you know that this is gonna be able to hold the majority of the weight. Super strong, super sturdy, and several mounting points along the way. Now the KODA comes with a nice big headlight with some accent lights, so whenever you're out on the road, you don't have to worry about cars not being able to see you. But check this out. This is my favorite feature on the KODA, and I've seen this on other Letrigo bikes before. These side lights. So not only are people in front of you or behind you going to be able to see you, but people who are coming up beside you are going to be able to see you really easily, especially if you're riding out after the sun sets. And it wouldn't be a true cargo bike if they didn't equip it with a nice quality rear tail light. You've got this tail light that actually lights up whenever you're braking, and it also has turn signals that are nicely separated on each side of the bike. And not only do these side lights light up whenever you're going down the road, but check this out. This is what it looks like when the turn signal is turned on. Now to power the 48 volt, 750 watt, 100 Newton meter motor, we have a 20 amp hour battery, which Letrigo is claiming that will get you a maximum of 45 miles, all depending on your rider weight and your capacity and of course the terrain. The battery simply removes by turning this key and sliding the battery up through here. One note, you will need to remove the seat, but they did provide a nice quick release clamp to make this really easy. Now, when it comes to ride comfort, this is a hardtail, but this has an inverted front fork. This is like a motorcycle style front fork. So you know that this thing is going to be super smooth out on the road. You've got a compression adjustment over on the other side, and you have this nice protective guard right here on the suspension to protect the stanchions from any dirt and debris from flying up. Now, if you've been on this channel long enough, you know I love Tektro brakes. By far, they are some of the best on the market when it comes to reliability and just ease of use. And that's why I was personally glad to see that they equipped it with Tektro brakes. Super nice brakes. We've used these on several brands over the years, and I've always found them to be the most reliable and easy to service brakes overall. But not only are you getting hydraulic brakes that use mineral oil, you're getting appropriate brakes for a cargo bike that can handle 500 pounds. These are the 4-piston model instead of the 2-piston model, giving you better braking power overall. And check out this massive 203 mil rotor up front. And then hidden back here behind the protective shroud is another 4-piston hydraulic caliper along with a 180 mil rotor that's going to give you a ton of stopping power for if you have any weight on the back of this bike. Before we do the class 3 mode, we're going to just juice it up here, try to get up to 20, and I'm going to slam on these brakes right here, see how they do. That's surprising. Guys, I stopped so fast. Even with the weight of the sidecar on it, maybe the weight of the sidecar actually helped because I was able to stop faster than most bikes, but also this has 4.5 inch wide tires, massive, massive tires, that are definitely going to be helpful in that particular situation. And of course, Letrigo knew that this was a cargo bike, so you needed to have a bag to store your goodies. So check out this internal frame storage that they put in here. You could store all kinds of stuff from your cell phone to your wallet to maybe even a small purse. This thing is really nice. I love seeing storage bags built into the frame of the bike so it can make it easier for you to go from point A to point B without having to hassle with things like a backpack. And guys, let's take a moment just to appreciate this frame. This frame looks absolutely beefy. Look at the top tube on this bike. It is such a unique design. I haven't seen this on any other brand. I really like it. It gives it some different appeal, but it also makes it look like it's going to be super strong. I have a feeling that this cargo bike can really truly handle the 500-pound limit that they've set for it. Let's talk about comfort, because this bike has a nice padded seat up here. It's not overly padded, but it's just right in my opinion. I found this to be really comfortable out on the road, and I do like the fact that I can quickly adjust this for different riders, all depending on who wants to hop on this bike. But we need to take a look at the front, because that's also part of the whole comfort. You do get these really nice lock-on grips with really large palm pads right here. When you go ergonomic, I prefer this size of a palm pad. It just feels a lot more comfortable. Single-sided lock-on. You've got your thumb throttle over here on the left. You've got a normal control pad. This is a control pad that I'm super familiar with, and it's easy to operate even if you're brand new to getting on an e-bike. Then you have your nice color screen right here that's going to display all the information you need. I can see this in bright sunlight, or I can easily see it at night. You're going to get things like your battery percentage, your mileage, your speed, and then you're going to have some indicators like your headlight indicator, your pedal assist indicator right here, showing you which one you're in, and then your current time of day. And then over here on the far side, it's real simple. You have your brake and your other lock-on grip. But check out the handlebars. They're like a BMX style handlebar, so you have adjustment back and forward, and this is a non-adjustable stem. Now for the part that you probably clicked on this video for, and that's the sidecar. This is the Sidecar 01, as what Letrigo calls it, and it simply just attaches to the KODA over on the right-hand side of the bike. This thing is super durable looking. I'm not sure if this is like a plastic or a fiberglass material, but I love the color scheme that came on it. And it comes with these cool little handles. If you have young kids, they can hold on to the handlebars right here. And you do have a seat belt and a seat that we'll take a look at here in just a minute. But look at the bars that this thing has. A massive bumper right up front that runs the full length of the frame. This thing is super sturdy. And then you get another large fat tire over here. This one's going to be 20 by 4 inches wide. So not as wide as what we see up front on the actual bike, but that's going to be plenty wide for this particular sidecar. You got a nice fender right here and an extra bar right here if you wanted to attach something. Now looking back on the back of the sidecar, you do get some additional mounting points here that mounts in the seat. And then also you get a reflector here and you get a reflector down here. This is going to be the strap for the actual seat belt. On each side, you do have these little locks right here. I'm going to show you guys how to open this up so you can easily load a dog, or maybe make it easier for your child to jump in and out of this. But you have your other latch right over here. But looking at how this actually attaches to the bike, check out this suspension. It's got a suspension so this thing can move almost independently of the bike, so you're not going to absorb the exact same bumps as the bike and as the sidecar. This is going to allow it to flex a little bit, making it easier and safer to ride. The attachment points here, you actually have 4 bolts up here and 2 large bolts down here. This thing is anchored into this bike really, really well. Now taking a look on the inside of the sidecar, look how big this is. This is massive. If you have a kid that is sitting in the seat, they're going to have tons of leg room where they can bring their toys or whatever they want, their stuffed animals, or if you have a dog, they're going to have plenty of room to sit in there. One of the cool things is that in this particular seat is you can actually raise this up just like this, and then you have even more room in there for, say, supplies, groceries, or maybe your pet. But you can just simply lower this seat down. There is a seat belt in here, and there's also this nice backrest. This thing is really heavy duty. It looks really, really good. And one last thing, if you want to adjust this, you can actually adjust the suspension to make it to where the bike has a little bit more or a little bit less actual tension on the suspension itself. Now, if you were to go buy the KODA by itself, it runs just slightly over $1,800. If you want it with this sidecar, you're looking right at $2,600. And I think for the combination of what this bike offers, that's actually a pretty good priced bike. After all, you want something that's going to be pretty heavy duty and also pretty reliable, and I feel like the KODA actually delivers that in the overall feel and function of this bike. So now that we know a little bit more about the KODA and its sidecar, let's go ahead, let's take it outside and let's do some performance tests on it. Now, quick note, the sidecar is only rated for 110 pounds. You want to make sure that you're actually storing that other weight on the bike itself. But we're gonna go out and we're gonna test these pedal assist levels. We'll start off in the eco mode and then go all the way up, see what we can get this thing up to as far as speed. Because remember, this bike is sold separately from the sidecar. The sidecar is an optional thing. And whenever I found riding the sidecar with my dog in it, I didn't really want to go much over 15 miles an hour. I don't think it's not safe. It's such a different experience with the sidecar on that 15 miles an hour felt pretty safe. But now that my doggo is not in the sidecar, I'm gonna take a little bit more risk with myself, and we're gonna see what this thing can get up to, because like I said, this bike can be bought by itself. You don't have to buy it with the sidecar, but you can, and I wanna show you guys what this thing can do even with the sidecar on. All right, so just take note that this is a single speed, so you're gonna wanna utilize the pedal assist levels when it comes to getting up hills like this. Like right now, I literally just started on this hill, so I used a little bit of throttle to get me up going, and then I started pedaling. In eco mode, I'm looking at going about 7 miles an hour. It's still climbing. I probably am gonna get about 8 miles an hour, but we're gonna bump it up to tour here. A little bit more power out of tour. You can tell that this has got a pretty decent sized motor in it with 100 Newton meters of torque. Should be plenty to get us going here really well with the sidecar on. But about 12 miles an hour in tour. Normal mode, or norm as it is on the screen, a little bit more. I'm used to shifting. I'll let you guys know when I start to ghost pedal, but I'm gonna get around this corner here. I don't really wanna go too fast. My recommendation is whenever you're turning, don't be going over about 15 miles an hour with the sidecar on, just because it is a different experience. And you wanna get used to this before you start doing some daredevil type stuff. 15 is pretty stinking fast on a bike with the sidecar. But here we are on normal. This has a torque sensor, and I really appreciate that because I can kind of put it in the power pedal assist that I want and then kind of pedal and add pressure and get going faster. But we're going about 15 on normal. Got it in sport mode now. We've got a pretty long straightaway here. See what this can get up to in sport mode. Cruising just about to the ghost pedaling, about 20 miles an hour in sport. Bump that up to turbo, see what it can do. We're cruising. I'm pedaling pretty fast, guys. Pretty fast. Whoa. So I'm going about 21 miles an hour is what I'm getting with the standard setup that is built into this bike. I'm gonna slow down here and I'm going to try throttle, see what throttle gets us up to. Okay, we hit 23 there, but I think it's trying to cap you out at about 20 miles an hour. I'm hanging out at 20.5, 20.6. So 20 miles an hour with the throttle. All right, let me jump into the menu and see if I can actually get this set up to be a class 3. Oh, here we go. I can set the limit higher inside the app, so that's good to know. So now I am set to 28 miles an hour, which is a class 3. We're gonna see if that actually held. Let's go back into here. Yep, it set it right there inside the screen after changing it on the app. So let's go back out and let's go for our ride. All right, we're gonna do a stretch right here. We're gonna see what the throttle does, see if the throttle is still stuck at class 2 mode or if it'll go faster. Nope, that is gonna be stuck at class 2. Hit about 23, then it drops out, and then it'll let you stay about 20 miles an hour. We're gonna get around the turn here, keep it in turbo, and try to get up to a higher speed than 20 miles an hour. All right, here we go. I know we're going slightly uphill, but this thing is pulling good, guys. This is gonna be good for the hill climb. Oh yeah, So you can bump this up to a class 3, and it's got plenty of power for climbing up some hills. That's good to see. And it actually feels surprisingly stable, even at these higher speeds. I thought it was going to feel a little bit iffy, but I still wouldn't want to have my animal or my kiddo inside this whenever I'm going over about 15. I do have to say the throttle is nice and smooth, and isn't aggressive off the line, but then slowly ramps up and takes off. That's exactly how I like a throttle to feel. Real easy to use, not nerve-wracking. Whenever you go to touch the throttle, you don't have to worry about it pushing you off the back of the bike. All right, guys, this could be an adventure. We're really going to depend on this motor because this is a single speed setup. It is not a geared bike, so getting up this hill is going to be really dependent upon this motor. 750 watts, 1500 watts peak, and 100 newton meters of torque should give us plenty of power. Let's go ahead and let's just get going and see what we can get up to. Now, we do have this in class 3 mode, so if we can get over 20 miles an hour, that will be really good for this hill climb. Before the hill starts, we're slightly over 20, so that's good. But I think we needed to be a little bit faster to make this even easier. But here we go. I can already feel the friction. That motor is really having to work. And on this really hot day, it's extra hard on the motor. But up there where that truck is, that's where it gets to be 19 to 20%. So we're looking at a steep hill for a bike that has a lot on it. This is going to be a true test of what this KODA cargo bike can do. They say it can haul 500 pounds, and this is where it's 19%, 20%. We just got to get slightly past this. We're at 14 miles an hour. This bike is doing amazing, and it's a single speed. I am putting a lot of pressure on these pedals, but 11.9 is what I saw looking down as the lowest speed, and we're still climbing. The KODA can do it. Very nice. Whew, made it up that hill. I did have to put some work in because it's single speed, but you know what? It did it. There's no way I could have done that on a day like today with this heavy of a bike. So thank goodness for e-bike motors. Well, there you go, guys. That's the KODA and the Sidecar. I think this is a pretty cool setup here. If you have small kids, or if you run to the store and you want to have extra storage on your bike, or if you have pets that you might want to tote around with you, I think the KODA with the Sidecar is pretty cool. But if the Sidecar is not for you and you want a cargo bike, the KODA definitely delivers as a full cargo bike. If you guys want to pick one of these up, I'm going to have a QR code possibly right here, but I'll definitely have some links down below. If you guys enjoyed this, click the subscribe button, hit the like button, leave me a comment. Let me know what you think of the KODA with the Sidecar on it. Do you think this is something that you would want to get, or maybe you know somebody who would? But as always, guys, you know what to do. Get out there and ride your e-bike.